theatre's being built all around us, Sarah Hendy.
Yeah, we've got lights flashing, we've got tap dancing, we've got roly-polies, all sorts of things going on.
Yeah, I have to say, our Alex, who does the lighting, is extremely excited about his new lights, and they're very snazzy. They are, and the lighting is so beautifully here in multicolours. I say us because we're joined by another 2 cast members here. We've got Lisa and Josh with us. Lisa Kreisky, just tell us who it is you're playing.
I'm playing Lena Lamont.
Who is quite the character, isn't she?
She is. She's always been one of my bucket list parts, so I'm really excited to play her. She's kind of a silver screen star in the silent movies, and then of course it all changes when the talkies come in and they hear her speak, and it's not pleasant.
I really want you to do a bit of the voice.
You want me to? Well, if you want me to, then I will. Okay.
Go on then.
Do you want me to?
Yes.
Chris isn't going to tell me off, is he?
Chris, will you tell her off if she does a bit of the voice? Is she allowed?
I'm
Oh,
allowed.
he said it's okay.
And I can't stand him.
That is brilliant. I don't think she's talking about Chris, though.
No, I really like him.
Yeah, you really like
He's
Chris.
nice.
So tell us when you became involved with this, because you have to audition for these things. So did you go right for this part?
Absolutely. When it was announced, because obviously I did Chitty with Taylorian last year, and when it was announced, it was at the after show party, wasn't it? It was announced and my head nearly fell off. I was so excited. It's one of my favourite shows, and I I started, researching it and thinking about the voice. This is even before I got the part. So when I did get the part, I was so happy, because I've always wanted to play Lena Lamont. I mean, basically just playing myself.
And the lovely thing about this as well is you've got another family member in the show, haven't you?
I have my little boys in it as well. Well, my little big boy, who's almost as big as me now. Yes, my little boy Isaac, who's 9. He's in it.
Oh, so exciting. And how's he taken to the stage? I know he's done bits before, but...
Yeah, he's loving it. It's a really good experience, I think, for all the young company members to learn from these amazing professionals. I mean, Chris, Danny, Kelvin, everybody who's involved, the boys that have come over, Laura, who's in current education, in the UK. These amazing people performing and learning and taking direction, I think, is a real learning curve for them.
Because normally you hide your light under a bushel, don't you, lass?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very shy, this one. So just tell us as well, because there is another element that you've been involved with. There's been some filming going on.
Yes, well, because it obviously takes place around sort of Hollywood and all the film scene, a lot of mine and Danny's stuff is filmed. So we've had to pre-film it, and we've been in beautiful locations all around the island, which has obviously been really lovely for Danny as well, because he's never been to the Isle of Man before. So he's been on a little tour. We've been at King William's College, we've been at Greba Towers?
Greba Castle?
No, the other one, yeah. I went to Greba Castle thinking it was there and it was the wrong place. That was awkward. And it's been lovely, and the costumes are amazing. I mean, no expense has been spared, I really must say. And it's been a lovely experience for me as well with the filming, because I'm so used to being on stage that actually I forgot how much fun filming is.
Yeah.
It's really fun. And the people we've been working with are so professional, and it's just been ace. It's dead good. Come and see it.
I think she's rather happy. She's happy with the production, she's happy with the role, and she's happy with the fact Isaac's in it. This is good. Lisa Kreisky's a happy little girl.
She is indeed. Happy with life. I like that one. I like that one. And we've got Josh here as well. And you visited from the UK to take part in this production.
Yes, so I've come over again from London this year. I was lucky enough to do Chitty Bang Bang last year with Taylorian, which was my first show. That was the first time I'd ever been to the Isle of Man. And I completely fell in love with this little gem of an island. Everyone makes you feel so welcome. And yeah, Taylorian is an amazing company to actually be a part of, especially for myself, I'm still in the middle of my training back in London, and so it's a good first step on the ladder to give a taste of what the professional world is going to be like, especially performing in a theatre like the Gaiety, because the opportunity to perform in a theatre like this with production levels such as what Taylorian are producing is kind of unheard of back home. So yeah, I'm really honoured to be involved.
Frank Matcham Theatre, which is an absolute treat as well, proper traditional. Tell us a little bit about the role that you'll be playing for anyone who's not familiar with the show.
So I'm playing the role of Cosmo Brown, who is Don's kind of right-hand man, his best friend. So the role was originated by Donald O'Connor in the film, who I think is quite an icon for his performance of Make 'Em Laugh. So when I was offered the part by Chris, our director, it was daunting, because I know it was so long ago and it was in the film or whatever, but you feel like you've got big shoes to fill, because it's such a sort of remembered thing. But it's he's actually quite a complex character. On face value, he's this happy-go-lucky, laugh always, always happy guy. But what we've talked about and kind of the way we've approached the character, and that goes for all of the characters in the show. We tried to find a bit more meaning than maybe sometimes people might see, just to add that kind of extra little thing behind what we're doing on stage. I try to bring sort of some young charm to the part, and a bit of music as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I suppose it's those stories that bring it alive for people. And I mean, technically, although you're training, I'm sure this is something that you do a lot of every single day. Technically, it's really up there. You must have a lot of prep to do in terms of the dancing, the singing, the acting. It's everything.
This is probably the most demanding role so far that I've ever undertaken. I mean, I'm literally being pushed to my limit, doing everything, which is invaluable experience. Like the tap is just fantastic and so much fun. Chris's choreography is a dream to dance, and I love tap, and the music just lends itself to sort of real rhythmic tap. And likewise, there's a lot of actor-musician work going on in the show, which is something that, again, I've been asked to do. So I'm playing piano and saxophone alongside all the dancing, singing, and acting. And tapping and playing piano at one point at the same time, which
do you get your feet on the piano like Donald did?
I sit up on the piano at one point, but I've got to look after my piano a bit more than his, because that's something we discovered. Obviously, in the film, Chris's direction, he's always like, "Oh, I would love to do this," but then he forgets that in filming they can do take after take after take, whereas when you're on stage, it's all live and you've only got one shot. So we've made some adaptations, but still tried to really sort of hark back to what was.
I love this, because we're getting this kind of like little bit of a taster of the magic that is going to be on this very stage in basically a few days' time, essentially. So we are live from the Gaiety Theatre, talking all about Singing in the Rain this afternoon. Sarah and myself here till 3 p.m. Let's get a bit more music on now. A bit of a theatre link to this one, because Freya Ridings is actually actor Brian Blessed's daughter.
No way.
Yeah, and so she has a current single out called Castles. It's rather wonderful, and it sounds like this.